Please rise for our national anthem.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Ali and today we are ranking every single Miley Cyrus song.
It's the climb.
The day is finally here. We are discussing arguably the Disney it girl. I know we've had Raven and Hillary, but like Miley's career, it is one to be studied.
I went into the Disney Channel building and I sat down with the president of Disney Channel and I said, I want to make history. And that's what this is.
You guys know I talked about this in my Hillary Duff ranking video, but like the Disney machine is no joke. The way that they can churn out pop stars. And don't get me wrong, Disney definitely played a hand in Miley's success here, but I think regardless of if she'd had that show or Billy Ray as her dad or Dolly Parton as her godmother, I think she would have made it no matter what. Today we are going to be ranking 125 songs spanning across so many different genres. By the way, if this is the first time you're seeing my face, hi, I'm Ali. It is so nice to have you here with us. You should definitely subscribe down below. I don't have like a name for us or anything, but like we have fun. And if you're not new here, welcome back. I love you guys the most. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you were the kind of person to sit in Barnes & Noble or Borders and read J14, Tiger Beat, and Popstar magazine, give this video a thumbs up. You just get me. So before I reveal my tier names to you guys, this video is actually made possible today because we have a sponsor. What an exciting day for all of us here at youtube.com/Ali Sheehan. I am so excited, and this sponsor has genuinely changed my life because I am obsessed with HelloFresh. I will be honest with you guys, I cannot cook. I'm so serious. I have had cereal for dinner on more than one occasion simply because I was too lazy to make anything else, and that is not a good way to live. So the fact that for the first time in my life I am enjoying cooking is a miracle, and that is thanks to HelloFresh. I think it comes down to the fact that I don't have to do any maths. Like there is no measurement, no scrolling through 50 pages of someone's life story on their blog to get a recipe. I just follow like 6 steps and I have a gourmet meal. And you know things taste better when you've made it yourself. Also, if any of you struggle with supermarket anxiety like me, it's taken care of, baby. If you are moving places or moving out of home, trying to save money on having takeout delivered, trying to eat healthier, or trying to eat more vegetarian, vegan, and plant-based, this is the perfect solution. I truly cannot recommend HelloFresh enough. It has changed the game, it has changed my life, and I would love for it to do the same for you guys. You can use my discount code AliFresh and I'll have that linked below as well. So you can get 50% off if you are US based, but if you are international, you can get a special discount too. Make sure you check that out. I think you'll love it as much as I do. Thank you again so much, HelloFresh. I love you. You've changed my life. And now let's talk about Miley. Okay, my tier names. First up, we have God tier. This is reserved for the best of the best. It's not like, oh, I love that song. That's my favorite song. No, this is only for songs that defined my childhood and define me as a person. So 1 or 2 per album, if they're lucky.
Don't think it's been topped. Don't think it can be topped.
Next we have Take Me Home World Tour 2013. And that is because this tier is iconic. We've got Frat Boy Harry, we've got 5 Seconds of Summer opening up. This was the peak of my existence and I'm okay with that. And I'm like, yeah, wow, that is a great tier name past me. Unfortunately, when you start ranking, you were thinking about the Up All Night tour instead. So that is the one that will be referred to from here on out. Thankfully, as we know, Fetus Harry was also deeply iconic. The next tier is called Bangerz and Bops. This tier is for songs where I'm like, it's a good time. They're foot tappers, party slappers, songs that are fun, just not my favorite, you know? Then we have Who? What?
Wait a minute. Who are you?
This is for the forgettable numbers. Then we have Nobody's Perfect. That's the songs that I want to love, but just don't. And then finally, the bottom tier, Jail.
Jail time.
So we begin with the first album, Meet Miley Cyrus. A lot of you will remember this was the flip side of Hannah Montana Season 2 soundtrack. You really got the best of both worlds with that one purchase. Hannah and Miley actually collaborated with each other, which I love. Girls supporting girls. I think I made that joke in my ranking every Hannah Montana song, so I'm sorry, but it had to be said. Also, if you haven't seen that video yet, what are you doing? That is essential Ali Sheehan viewing, so it'll be linked below. Now, young Miley actually wrote or co-wrote 8 of these songs on this album. How many are there? How many are there? 10. Out of 10, she wrote 8 or wrote on 8. That is very impressive. So our first song of the day is See You Again.
But you can't wait to see me again. The last time I freaked out, I just kept looking down.
When she sang My Best Friend Leslie Said, Oh, She's Just Being Miley, my entire world changed. I think our entire world changed. I don't think I'd ever heard someone put their name in a song like that. Like we've got the but like writing yourself into the story, her mind.
Undeniably talented.
She also sings I Have a Heart That Will Never Be Tamed in her very first single. She was telling us right off the bat from day one who she was. And I think some people, myself included probably, didn't pick up on that until a few years later. But it's like parents that got shocked and disappointed later on when Miley changed, for lack of a better word. Like, she's been saying this from the beginning. She can't be tamed.
Good for her. Like I couldn't breathe. You are so wrong with me. My best friend Leslie said, oh, she just being Miley.
Imagine slapping so hard on your first ever single. It's God tier, obviously. Then we have East Northumberland High.
Just because I liked you back then, it doesn't mean I like you now.
I have to admit, as a kid, I found this song kind of confusing because I didn't know if East Northumberland High was like an American thing and I just didn't get it. Is that like a famous high school? Is that where Miley goes? So I would always be a little bit unsure of this song. It's the kind of rock that you listen to when you're 13, 14, like Simple Plan, Metro Station, and you feel like you're just hardcore.
But people change, thank God I did.
So if any of my American friends can let me know what East Northumberland High means, that would be great. But now I'm gonna put it in Bangers and Bobs. Next is Let's Dance. This is what I would call the sneaker night of the album. She's like, hey girls, let's go out in the town and dance. I can literally still picture the Hannah Montana Best of Both Worlds 3D concert movie scene where she's dancing to this and like the outfits. Oh. All right, I'm gonna put it in Bangers and Bobs just because it's like, it's not amazing, but it is fun. Then we have GNO, aka Girls Night Out.
Not gonna answer my phone 'cause I don't know I won't.
I think for the lyrics, I have to put this in Nobody's Perfect, but also the bridge is too sexy for a 12, 13-year-old to be singing, I feel.
Hey boy, don't you wish you could have been a good boy? Try to find another girl like me, boy.
Key change though.
It's a girl's night, it's alright.
Maybe for feminism, I shouldn't put it in Nobody's Perfect, but you know what? Lyrically, she gets better. It's fine. Then we have Right Here. Oh my God, I can just tell you, there are 3 songs in this album that I know do not get the respect that they deserve, and the first one is Right Here. I used to listen to these on my iPod Shuffle as a kid, on repeat. Just these 3 songs. I know them inside out, word for word, and I'm obsessed.
I'll be right here waiting.
Why am I tearing up?
I'll be right here.
God, I love this song.
Songs about like being there for a friend.
You
Get
ever
me.
need a friend? I'll be.
This is me singing this to you.
All you have to do is call my name, no matter how close or far away.
I also feel like Right Here could be on like Hilary Duff's probably second album. It has that Hilary Duff self-titled pop rock sound that I just love in a song.
Turn around, close your eyes, look inside. I'm right here.
I'm like crying by how much I love that song. That's Up All Night Tour 2013. If you have not appreciated that song yet, put it on. It is so good. Next we have As I Am. This is the second of the 3 songs that I'm obsessed with that I know you've all been sleeping on.
As I am is how you take me.
You can't tell me that this song is not a queer anthem.
Never try to push on, make me different.
Up All Night, guys. That's iconic. I'm sorry if you're like, what is this weird childish song, but I love it. Then we have Start All Over, which was also a pretty big single for Miley. I know that when I hear that, I just picture the music video.
And start all over. I'm gonna start all over.
It was like an all-in-one take out in like a neighborhood. I hated her outfit. Probably actually loved it at the time. But like now looking back, I'm like, I definitely recreated that and it makes me cringe. So I can't do it. As for the song, I actually don't like it and I don't know why. There's something about it that just rubs me the wrong way. It's not jail-worthy, but I'm putting it in Nobody's Perfect. Sorry. Then we have Clear. This song... I'm gonna guess that this is maybe not the one that she wrote on, just because the production is so Bob Marley, shaggy, reggae almost, and like sounds awesome, but it doesn't really fit the rest of the album. It's not one that I gravitated towards as a kid because it's slow, and even now it's not a favorite. I'm gonna put that in Who What because it's definitely the most forgettable from this album. Then we have a little song called Good and Broken. When I say that this is in my top 5 Miley Cyrus songs and I know that no one cares about this song at all, it hurts me because it is so good. You all know that Rockstar by Hannah Montana absolutely slaps. That's a god tier song. I know it, you know it, the whole world knows it. This song is the rock star of this album.
What's going on? We've got some rocking to do.
Are you overloaded, candy coated, your lights imploded?
You can feel it from the first second just building. Like this is going somewhere great and I want to go along for the ride.
Risk worth the taking, a pain worth aching on this hollow ground.
I know I talk about this in every ranking video and I don't know what it's actually called, but I'm just like, when you feel a song building like that, oh, I'm just so excited.
Into the rhythm of our hearts. We can break out of here, jump on over there.
Do you see what I mean yet?
Find the magic, go and grab it. Your fate is in your hands. Tell yourself we can break out of here.
I know what you're thinking, Ali, this song is amazing, it rocks, but it's missing a slamming guitar solo. Well, my friend.
That is so punk rock.
Raise your hands, feel the beat, let it go. Lose control, feel it in your soul.
That little bridge part is the don't sit down, try again from Nobody's Perfect of this song, and I love it. I held back by not putting Right Here and As I Am in God tier, but Good and Broken, she deserves it. She's up there. Finally, we have I Miss You. This song was definitely in Hannah Montana.
Sha la la la, I miss you.
So I'm confused this is on a Miley album. Like, did I rank this my Hannah video? I don't remember. She talks in Miles to Go about how she wrote this song for her grandpa who passed away, who she was really close with. But I think any of us that have lost someone hear this song and just think of them. So it is a very hard song to listen to. Can I put it in jail? I don't want to put it in jail. I'm gonna put it in Nobody's Perfect because it's a great song, but the thing that's not perfect is that like it makes me too sad. Now we are up to her second album, Breakout. This is finally unattached from Hannah Montana and like kind of the real Miley. She's breaking out. If you're still making Hannah Montana at this point, but songs are a little bit more her. A fun fact about this album, there was another song written for it called Here We Go Again. Let me know if that's ringing a bell. It was instead later recorded by a little indie artist called Demi Lovato. I can't imagine it being sung by anyone else, but I just love little fun facts like that. So the first song from Breakout is Breakout, and I want to see if you guys can tell me what this opening part reminds you of. My brain just hears, you wake up, it's raining and it's Monday. I think I just always have You'll Always Find Your Way Back Home on the brain, and that is Taylor Swift's Impact.
Taylor Swift, always right.
Another fun fact, this song was originally written for Katy Perry.
Parents say that I'm lazy, getting up at 8 a.m. crazy.
I would have been very shocked to hear that on that album or sung by her because this is a very teenage song to me.
Wish you would never end.
It's about like feeling like you're growing up and like coming into your own, but from like a 15-year-old's perspective.
Stuck in school so late, getting up at 8 a.m. crazy.
I just remember listening to that as a kid being like, what? You get up at 8 for school? I was getting up at like 6:30. I'm gonna put Breakout in Bangers and Bobs. It's like a fun time, but it's not my fave. Then we have Miss Seven Things. The day this song came out, it was over for Nick Jonas. He was found dead in a ditch actually, because this song ended him.
She called out things that need to be called out.
If you want the full tea, the full story, all of the juicy details, watch my Jonas Brothers ranking. I went through the Nick and Miley of it all, the Niley, if you will. And in the music video, when she wore his little diabetes dog tag, Miley Cyrus invented Easter eggs. That music video, I can still see it in my head. It is so iconic. So iconic, in fact, that Harry Styles paid homage to it with this red carpet look. I don't blame him. One time when singing it live, Miley changed the lyrics to, your brothers, they're jerks. When you act like them, just know it hurts. And I just love when singers do that, like make it even more personal when they're singing it live. She was like, Joe and Kevin, you guys suck. Oh my god, also when she was performing this live at, I want to say like Teen Choice Awards, she went off stage over to Selena and sang this with her because Selena also dated Nick.
You make me love you.
The power.
What a moment I will never forget.
I was just thriving during this Disney period. I love when two girls that have been like hurt by the same guy join each other and like laugh about it rather than hating each other. I would love to see Olivia and Sabrina do the same thing. I think what I love most about this absolutely iconic song is that it kind of taught me from a young age nuance and like having multiple perspectives or feelings at once. Like the whole song, she's saying how much she hates him, what a loser he is, how much he sucks. And then you get to the bridge and she's like, I actually don't hate you, and that's the problem. Oh my god, she did a 10 Things I Hate About You from like Kat's poem.
But mostly I hate the way I don't hate you. Not even close. Not even a little bit. Not even at all.
The seventh thing I hate the most is you make me love you. Oh my god.
That is so smart.
Seven Things is quite obviously God tier. Then we have The Driveway. This song is honestly very mature for her age. Even when I was young, I was like, wow, I feel so grown up listening to this, and it still slaps. I do remember though, on whichever CD version I had, it had like Noah singing one of the songs, Baby Baby Noah Cyrus, and it did not sound good.
After 12, not so well. Want the breakfast like this town. It's been the same,
Bang, girl.
It's just funny because now Noah is just the most incredible vocalist, but at the time wasn't my fave. I'm gonna put The Driveway in Up All Night, actually. It is, yeah, it slaps. Next we have Girls Just Wanna Have Fun. This song actually became so successful, it was covered by another artist called Cyndi Lauper. I love saying stuff like that and knowing that it pisses people off. And you know what? Girls do just wanna have fun. At least I do. I was listening to this again the other day to, you know, get it back in my head. And when she was talking about like, when the working day is done, girls just want to have fun. I'm like, but I don't really want to work.
I don't really want to do the work today. I don't really want to do the work today.
Like, why do I have to work? I guess we weren't allowed to, so thanks a lot, suffragettes. Now we have to work. I'm gonna march for women to not have to work and just to have fun. And I think Miley and Cyndi would agree. Thumbs up if you agree, guys. I know she didn't write these lyrics, but when she sings, some boys take a beautiful girl and hide her away from the rest of the world. I want to be the one to walk in the sun. That kind of ring a bell for the situation with a Schmemsworth. If TikTok has taught me anything, it's that if you take a song and speed it up, it just sounds better because we have really bad attention spans. Therefore, I do love this faster, kind of rockier version. It's a banger and it's a bop. Then we have Full Circle.
I've been in a rut, back and forth enough, heart like a wheel.
Tell me this isn't the exact guitar thing that Dewey teaches in School of Rock.
Without you around.
A very unique chord pattern, I'm sure. Just a prayer that I like to say sometimes is, let's rock today. Thank you, you too.
Can't let you go.
Also, I only picked up on this when I was listening to it again for this video, but she says miles to go in this song. Shout out. It's fun, it's a good time, but I don't know if it's memorable enough. So it's going in who what. Then we have Fly on the Wall. Like I said in my ranking every Taylor Swift song video, every album has a song that sounds like it belongs on the album before it and a song that belongs on the album after it. This is the Can't Be Tamed of this album. I'm sorry, this production, I can't. Fly on the Wall. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You're going to jail. It's just not me.
What? Jail? You're gonna put her in jail.
Yep.
Then we have Bottom of the Ocean. This is one that as a kid I didn't really listen to because again it was slow and I was like, where's the pop songs? But now I'm appreciating it a bit more.
How could I be losing you forever after all the time we spent together at the bottom of the ocean?
I will say the bridge on this, I love. Wow, shocking.
This is it.
Not this part. I hate talking in a song, you know that.
You don't have to love me for me to baby ever understand. I'll be big enough for both of us to say, be happy.
You're telling me at 15, she's writing, I'll be big enough for both of us to say, be happy. The ocean sounds. Love that. That's a banger and a bop. Yeah. Then we have a little song called Wake Up America.
You guys are in a crisis. I'm on my way.
Wake up, America.
I was gonna say, isn't that the name of the show that Danny Tanner works on in Full House? But I think that's Wake Up San Francisco. He took the YouTuber advice and he niched down. I don't understand how we still have problems with global warming when this song came out in like 2008. Were we not listening? I mean, it's not my fault. I'm not an American. Guys, were you not listening? How did this not make the UN and the World Health Organization get their ass into gear?
Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
Between this song and Send It On from Disney Channel's Circle of Stars.
We take the chances, change circumstances. Imagine all we can do if we send it all.
Wow, that was so powerful.
Is this the reason I'm vegan? I haven't eaten an animal or any animal products in 10 years, and maybe Miley is responsible for that. A lyric that I never really understood at all as a kid was, I know you don't want to hear this, especially coming from someone so young, but in the backseat, yeah, they want to hear it. She meant young people. She's saying young people care. She was just wise beyond her years.
Leading up to the final destination.
I just had such a good idea. I know the Final Destination series is complete, but like, what if they made one about climate change? That would be the scariest of all.
And everything you do matters. Yeah, everything you do matters in some way.
That is so true.
I'm putting it in iconic because she was doing her part. We're not doing our part, and she gave us this song. Next we have These Four Walls. Tell me this does not sound exactly like a Gavin DeGraw song. Wait, it also sounds like Hilary Duff. I see the train leaving. Yep, I hear it. It also sounds like Just a Girl from Hannah Montana.
They whisper to me.
I just need you all to know, I thought that was a spider. It is the thread on my cardigan and my heart just stopped. I'm not even scared of spiders, but that got me. You're a banger and a bop. Thank you, These Four Walls. Then we have Simple Song. You know what? It is a simple song. It's also kind of like two songs in one. Like, this is the verse.
Wake up, here we go, cram it all down my throat. Stomach so full that I wish I could show.
But then this is the chorus.
It's a simple song. Sing along now. 5 o'clock now, it's bumper on, bumper on, bumper.
Girl, you're 15. Why are you talking about rush hour traffic from the 9-to-5 jobs? Like, what? This song's gonna be Nobody's Perfect. I do like it, but I can't love it. Finally, we have Goodbye. What a great way to close the album, a song called Goodbye. Once again, everyone say thank you, Nicholas Jonas.
I remember when we kissed, the time that you danced with me, with no music playing.
Deciding whether or not I want to share the most embarrassing moment of my life? Yeah, I will. Why not? So I loved this song as a kid, and the lyric, the time that you dance with me with no music playing. That happened to me once with a boy as like a teenager, and I thought it would be really romantic because of this lyric. But if you think about it, it's just two people awkwardly dancing with no music playing. Maybe we just weren't as in love as Nick and Miley were. I mean, whoever has been, just know that my first kiss was very awkward and reminded me of this song.
Is that bad?
This is one of those songs that you play in the backseat of your parents' car, head on the window, looking out as it rains, and you just feel so emotional for like a relationship that you've never even been in.
I remember when we kissed, time that you danced with me, with no music playing. Suddenly my cell phone's blowing up with your ringtone.
Fun fact for any of you youngsters out there, you used to be able to set a ringtone for like a certain person so you would know automatically. Firstly, we used to have our phones not on silent all the time. That in and of itself is crazy. I bet you, but the song was My Girl by The Temptations because that was Nick and Miley's song, and Nick would always sing it to her but change it to Miley, talking about Miley. Call me crazy for being such a ride or die Miley stan, but I blame the chapter Prince Charming in this book. And the song Love Bug, it's not my fault. Anyway, this bridge slaps.
You remember when we kissed, used to feel it on your lips.
Guys, I wonder if my first kiss that danced with me with no music playing remembers it too.
The time that you danced with me with no music playing.
That is the perfect cry song, and you've got to have that. I think that's a God tier song. That made me feel things. Also, give this video a thumbs up for me sharing my hugely embarrassing story, but also shout out to that guy because he was lovely. Now we are up to what I would call an EP called The Time of Our Lives. So we begin with the song Kicking and Screaming. I, to be honest, don't remember this song. I did listen to it like for this video, but prior to that, nothing. I think of the Will Ferrell movie Kicking and Screaming instead, and I think I've seen that once. I think she's got to go in Who What. I'm sorry. Then we have, after the most forgettable song on this list to the most iconic, memorable song, not just on this list, but of all time, Party in the Freaking USA. All rise for the national anthem.
Welcome to the land of fame excess. Am I gonna fit in?
I'm not American, it's the American national anthem, I know that. The Australian national anthem is obviously untouched by the Veronicas. But oh my God, did this song change the world? I worked for 4 years at a summer camp in Connecticut, and like pretty much every other day, someone would connect to the speaker in the dining hall and like just blast this at lunchtime, and we would all get up on our chairs. Is America a cult? I don't think I've ever felt anything better than in that moment with my little campers that I love more than anything. And also our camp's name rhymes with it. So instead of saying it's a party in the USA, we to put our name in instead. Oh, it's just so fun.
Oh my god, okay, it's happening.
I also love a song that gives you the dance instructions right there in the lyrics. Like, thank you, Hoedown Throwdown. Thank you, Party in the USA.
It's a party in the USA.
Clearly God tier, and I'm gonna put her right at the front where she belongs. Then we have When I Look at You. We honestly need to talk about how great the last song is, that Nicholas Sparks movie that Miley did. Oh my god, it is so good. It is just so beautifully shot. Miley's acting is great. I love Greg Kinnear. Oh my god, wait, Kelly Preston's her mom in that. I haven't seen it since Kelly Preston died either. Why was I fine being like, oh, I haven't watched this since my dad died because it's about her dad dying. But like, remembering that Kelly Preston is in it is what gets me. I just love Kelly Preston. I love anyone that's ever been in Sky High or What a Girl Wants. So, I have chills. Watch that again soon. Where do you guys think that song's gonna go? That's God tier. Okay, next we have The Time of Our Lives. This, surprisingly, is an absolute banger. This reminds me of something that would be on the radio in like 2010 in the best way. If you are Australian or have ever seen Summer Heights High, doesn't this sound exactly like Mistake by Steph McIntosh?
It's at the time of our lives, like there's no one else around. Life is only what you're making now. It's at the time of our lives.
She literally referenced a Hannah Montana song. How could I not love that?
It's at the time of our lives, like there's no one else around.
That is actually going to be Up All Night. I know it's kind of a rogue pick because like that didn't have much cultural impact, at least for me at the time, but like that is such a feel-good song. I want to like put on makeup and like drink and dance with my girlfriends to that song. Then we have a song called Talk Is Cheap. Honestly, this song doesn't really know what it is. I think I'm gonna put it in jail. Then we have Obsessed. It's sweet, but it's a little slow and doesn't really build to anything. Nobody's perfect. Then we have Before the Storm featuring the Jonas Brothers. Now, I'm not gonna go on a big spiel with this because I literally talked probably 10 minutes about it on my ranking every Jonas Brothers song. If you haven't seen that, go and watch that to understand what this song is about, what it means, why I love it, because it's God tier. And it's not even solely just the song, but like what the song represents, that June show, that white dress, if you know, you know. Finally, from this album, we have a little song called The Climb. I want to live in a world where we as a society listen to this song every day. I just think the world would be better if we did. I listen to this every time I'm hiking, just to remind myself that life's a climb, but the view is great. Oh my God, Travis Brody, my beautiful cowboy. I already have chills.
I may not know it, but these are the moments.
Like, why does that one part get me so bad? Is it because of the movie? Is she looking at Lucas at that part or something?
I'm always gonna wanna make it move. It's a climb.
I would pay to see Miley in concert for her to just sing this for an hour on a loop. And I would pay a lot. Oh my God, this bridge, let's go.
I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be enough. Sometimes you're gonna have to love.
That little belt at the end there is my from Wicked. I know I did this for my Harry video and I should have done it here because The Climb deserves to be in a tier of its own. It is climbing right on up to God tier and it's gonna go in the front. I think it's in front of Party in the USA because honestly, The Climb just makes me feel some kind of way. Next we have her album Can't Be Tamed. At this point she was definitely outside of Hannah Montana. Like, you know, if you ask Leslie, she'd probably say she's just being Miley. She's leaning more into her rock side. Truly like the Can't Be Tamed energy. So the first song is Liberty Walk, which just makes me think of Liberty from Degrassi. This song is kind of forgettable to me, so I'm putting her in Who What. I really should have called that tier Who What When Where and Why from Spy Kids because that's all I can think of now. Then we have Who Owns My Heart. I don't hate it, I don't love it. I guess I'm putting it in Nobody's Perfect. The production is just not really my personal vibe. Then we have Can't Be Tamed. This is just not really my kind of sound. She's going to jail. I feel like I'm gonna go to jail for having that opinion because I know people like are obsessed with this album and probably that song. For some reason when I picture the music video, I'm seeing her in like a big bird cage, but am I just thinking of Taylor? Next is Every Rose Has Its Thorn, which ironically is like probably the most me song on this album, and yet it's a cover, so it's not even Miley's own song.
Every cowboy sings a sad song.
Yeah, that's fun. I'm gonna put that in Bangers and Bobs. Great choice on that cover, Miley. Then we have Two More Lonely People. I think this arguably might be one of the biggest bangers on this album. That's in Bangers and Bobs. Then we have Forgiveness and Love. Love the premise of this song. Love forgiveness and love. But as a song, nobody's perfect. Then we have Permanent December. Just the beginning of that, like this sounds like it's made by the company that made Friday and My Jeans, like those kind of YouTube songs.
Australia and Rome, there's sexy boys in every city, but they're not what I want. Cause baby, now I realize that I was wrong, so now I'm coming up.
It kind of sounds like she's trying to be Kesha, which like I'd get because Kesha was the thing at the time. That sort of electronic voice, what's it called? Modulation. This song's actually not very inclusive because for me and half the world, December is summer, so it's like very hot. And so her saying, it feels like a permanent December, so much colder than I can remember. I was like, huh. And that's when I learned about hemispheres and seasons. Permanent December is actually gonna go to jail for me because it does sound like someone just like mixed it on a computer, and Miley's got better than that. Then we have Stay, which I want to say I love, but I literally can't remember the sound of it. Oh, I kinda like that. But unfortunately, she didn't stick in my memory, so she's got to go in Who What. Then we have Scars. This song slaps.
If I could have just one night to be with you, never look too far, it's in the sky.
I actually think that's iconic. It's going in Up All Night Tour 2013. Take Me Along is a bop. It's going in Bangers and Bobs. Next is Robot. You know, in my Endless Summer Vacation reaction, I said I love when the production of a song like matches the vibe. Like on Island, how she had the island sounds, same in Bottom of the Ocean. I take that back when it comes to Robot because I did not need this song to sound like a robot. Miley was really going through it at this time. She had been in the Disney machine, no longer wanted to be controlled, she couldn't be tamed. But I think of all of the songs that she has that kind of get that message across, Robot is not my fave. Like I think Can't Be Tamed does it better. Well, the fact that I have Can't Be Tamed also in jail means I probably don't like those kind of songs as much. I'm like, no Miley, stay in the Disney machine. I want you to be trapped and make beautiful pop songs just for me. No, I love her perspective on this on like later tracks. It's just the production that is not my vibe. So Robot is in jail. I'm so sorry. Then we have My Heart Beats for Love. It is a little repetitive and I didn't remember it, so it's going in Who What. Next we have the album Bangerz. It's so funny to me that this is her 4th album because I'm like, oh, this is her Red. We begin with a song called Adore You. I like this song. I think it is lovely. It just doesn't build and doesn't go anywhere. Like it's pretty consistent the whole way through. It's more of like a nice background song. Also, if you ask me what album this is on, I would be very surprised that it's Bangerz. I'm gonna put Adore You in Bangers and Bobs because it is a bop. Then we have We Can't Stop. In my mind, I'm like, the lyrics in this are like kind of cringe. Like they're not really it. The production's a bit much. Miley said, we run things, things don't run we, and I felt that.
Who is having that conversation?
We Can't Stop is actually Up All Night Tour 2013 because that is iconic. Then we have a song called SMS, aka Bangerz, featuring Britney Spears. Now, how did I never know that Miley had a song with Britney? Like that seems like it should have been culturally a bigger deal than it was. It kind of sounds like it's sampling Push It, like that 80s song. Favorite lyric is, they ask me how I keep a man, I keep a battery pack. But also absolutely honorable mention to the line, why I need his millies when I got Billy on speed dial. She's like, yeah, I'm a Nepo baby and proud. The lyric, tree on my lap. I'm very naive. Is that about a bong? I'm not gonna put it in jail because it's got Britney on it. And the line about her dad is funny to me. So I'm gonna put it in Nobody's Perfect. Then we have 4x4 featuring Nelly.
Round and round and away we go.
It kind of makes me want a do-si-do or hoedown throwdown. Honestly, the Bangerz album has so many features and like iconic people too. I can't believe that this wasn't more on my radar at the time. I think just sound wasn't really my thing. I was too much into Taylor Swift and the Jonas Brothers, so I kind of didn't get on the Bangerz train. I just want you to listen to some of these lyrics.
Driving so fast, got to piss on myself. Driving so fast, got to piss on myself.
What?
Oh, that's what that song is about?
I also hate the lyric, I'm a female rebel, can't you tell? You couldn't have just been a rebel? Why do you have to be a female rebel? I think I almost love it because it has like a country sound, so I can't put it in jail. It's gonna go in Nobody's Perfect. Then we have My Darlin' featuring Future, which samples Stand By Me. It's kind of like an interpolation, I guess. I actually don't know the difference. That opening sounds like... It's just so funny to like sample or interpolate one of the most sort of classic old songs and then add the lyrics. We're gonna make a movie. It's gonna be in 3D. I ain't pop no molly, but you still got me sweating.
Poetry.
It's hard because I do like part of it.
Oh my darling.
I think I'm getting confused because I just like Stand By Me. So I'm gonna put it in Nobody's Perfect. Then we have Wrecking Ball. I mean, I don't think anyone really knows this song. It definitely didn't get played on the radio. I find the verses kind of annoying to listen to. Chorus is a great release, but the verses don't sit right in my soul.
We clawed, we chained our hearts in vain.
Just something about that melody that like my brain doesn't like, but then we get to this.
I came in like a rainbow.
Shout out to Anne Hathaway for an iconic lip sync performance of this song. Wrecking Ball is iconic, therefore it is Up All Night to her. Some of you are probably like, Ali, that is a god tier song. To you, not to me. I think it's just been overplayed way too much, unfortunately. Then we have Love Money Party featuring Big Sean.
Money ain't nothing but money. When you get to the money, ain't nothing but money.
Miley's really enjoying this like R&B rap era. Love Money Party is the live, laugh, love for girls who do recreational drugs. I just could never relate to that song, sadly. So that's gonna go to jail. Then we have Get It Right, which I don't remember and I'm scared to play. Oh! This is fun!
You're sexy, sexy. I got things I wanna do to you. I feel so alone.
She's talk singing. The only time I really accept that is in Nobody's Perfect.
We can't get it wrong.
This song's a bop. Yeah, it's going in bops. Bangers and bops. Then we have Drive. That's a lot.
Drop the keys off in the morning.
Drive, I just think Shannon Knoll did it better. Nobody's Perfect. Then we have FU featuring French Montana. I think that's Hannah Montana with a little French moustache and a beret. This kind of sounds like a Broadway song, but not in the way that I like. It could be like an outtake from Chicago or something about hating a man, but with this weird dubstep in the back. SMH, I'm pressing send on you.
This song is terrible.
I'm gonna put that in Nobody's Perfect. Then we have Do My Thang.
Did you just say thang?
I'ma do my thing.
Oh my god, it's the guards from The Wizard of Oz.
I'm a southern belle, crazier than hell.
It may not sound like it, but these lyrics are actually very moving. We do it, we don't give a fuck. Only thing we think about is turning up, turning up. So every single night and every single day, I'ma do my thing. I'ma do my thing.
This is heavy, this is big, this is deep. This is profound.
You think I'm strange, bitch? It's bananas like a fucking orangutan, bitch.
I think this style of singing just doesn't suit Miley as well. I'm sure it's the kind of music she listened to and liked at the time, but to me it just doesn't suit her as well. So I'm gonna put that in jail, actually. So sorry. Then we have Maybe You're Right. Oh, I like this.
Trying to figure out chapter 3.
This sounds like One Step at a Time by Jordan Sparks, and that is a great compliment.
You might think I'm crazy.
I'm gonna put that in Bangers and Bobs. I really like that. Then we have Someone Else, which I don't remember. So she's gonna have to go in Who? What? Then there's Rootin' for My Baby, which I think I remember. Yeah.
Rooting for my baby.
This is such a nice song, and I cannot believe that it's on the same album as Love Money Party. Rooting for My Baby kind of reminds me of Adore You. Adore You is in Bangers and Bops. That's where she's going. It's like a fun background, calm song. Then we have On My Own, which I'm guessing is not the song from Les Mis. No. It sounds like Shoes.
Oh my god, Shoes.
That song is just, again, a bit too forgettable to me. It's who? What? Finally, from this album, we have Hands in the Air featuring Ludacris. This song sounds like it should have been in an episode of Gossip Girl. Maybe it just reminds me of a song that was. Air is kind of fun. I don't know if I can say it's iconic. Let's put it in Bangers and Bops. Next up we have Miley Cyrus and her dead pets.
Guys, I'm scared. I'm really scared.
I'm so excited to talk about these next, 5 albums. They are the more recent ones. They all have such different sounds. Every era on here is just so completely different to the rest. I feel like Miley is never afraid of like trying something different, exploring a different side of herself, and always expressing who she is, but just like in a different way. So let's get into it after the break. Welcome back. I just needed to take a little break, make another coffee. I've already been filming for like 2 hours. So let's call this part 2 of the video. We now have Miley Cyrus and her dead pets. This was definitely an experimental period. On Bangerz, the lyrics were different to anything I think we were hearing at the time in the 2010s or anything we'd heard from Miley. But sonically, it was pretty kind of cohesive with the other kind of radio songs at the time. However, Miley Cyrus and her dead pets is definitely a departure from even that. It is more experimental, and I would say more experimental with the sound. More normal, relatable lyrics, but sonically, different.
Maybe it was too ahead of its time for certain people, but
she actually released this entire album for free online on SoundCloud, I think. I don't know of anyone else of her level that has done something like that, but it's funny, I have a quote here. She said, "I did SoundCloud because people don't want to hear me singing a song called Bang My Box about me having sex at a lesbian strip club. Then I'm not gonna ask them to buy it. I'm just gonna give it to them as a gift. Thank you, Miley, for the gift." So the first song on this album is called Do It.
Drugs are for idiots, and I'm never gonna be that person. I look at people that do that kind of stuff, I'm like, you look stupid.
Yeah, I smoke pot. Yeah, I love peace. I don't give a fuck. I ain't no hippie.
Opening lines of this album are, "Yeah, I smoke pot." And I think that's something that we really just didn't know about Miley. You know, it was really brave of her to open up about that and have that revelation on this album. This is the part of the video where I'm kind of scared, because I'm not doing like, is it a good song? I'm doing, do I like the song? And it's not Jail, but it's Nobody's Perfect. Sorry. I'm so keen to hear all of your like thoughts and opinions and favorites on these albums, because I have no concept of what everyone's favorite and least favorite songs are. I know that we all love Plastic Hearts. That's coming and I'm so excited to talk about it. I don't really know the rest of them. Karen Don't Be Sad is also, I think, a Nobody's Perfect for me. It's just not one that I gravitate towards. Then we have the Floyd song. So Miley had lost 3 pets at this time, Floyd being one of them. Floyd is the dog that I just remember her walking around all the time when she lived in Toluca Lake. Personally, I've never lost a pet, and I just can't imagine how hard it would be. Like, they have been with you through all of these phases of your life, just giving you solely unconditional love. I would almost argue this song is too sad to listen to, because you can just feel the raw emotion and like pain in her voice. It's kind of got the Last Kiss breathy cry that Taylor had and Better Have in Taylor's version. I feel bad putting it in a low tier though, but it's not a banger. I think I have to put it in Nobody's Perfect only because it's too sad for me to listen to. Sorry, Floyd. Okay, I'm gonna try and do a speed round for this album because I really want to talk about the remaining ones after it. Something About Space Dude is, it's a bop. Space Boots is also a bop. And then we have Fucking Fucked Up. I do love a little interlude moment, but I'm gonna put that in Nobody's Perfect. I don't know what she was doing on that one. BB Talk I actually really like. It kind of weirdly reminds me of a song from like Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet, and I have no idea why. I'm putting this in Bangers and Bops. I think it's also kind of relatable. This song is basically just about the ick, and she's talking about the things that he's doing that are really turning her off, and I love that. Then we have Fweeky. I'm putting Fweeky in Jail just for making me say that word. Milky, Milky, Milky. Nobody's Perfect. Slab of Butter. Someone like me that gets very overstimulated easily, the whole production is a lot. I'm gonna put that in Who? What? Because I literally didn't remember it. I'm so drunk. feels like going on a roller coaster, and that's like my worst nightmare. Like, I'm terrified of rides. I'm putting that in Nobody's Perfect. Then we have I Forgive You, but spelled Y-I-E-W.
So I forgive you, but I forget you.
I'm really scared of the hate that I'm gonna get for like not vibing with this album as much. It's just not my sound. I'm so sorry. I Forgive You was also in Who? What? Because I just don't, like, that doesn't stick with me. However, I Get So Scared, that one has. I Get So Scared is actually a banger and a bop. Thank you, Miley. Then we have Lighter. Lighter is so beautiful and like calming. It has kind of an 80s synth sound to it, which I love, and I think Miley really does well. It doesn't necessarily go anywhere, but it is a bop. I just think it's a nice calming background song. I would put it higher if it like built to something big, but it is what it is, and that's fine, and it is a banger and a bop. Then we have Tangerine featuring Big Sean. Unfortunately, Big Sean, I think you have to go in Who and What because it hasn't stuck around. It hasn't stuck with me. Tiger Dreams featuring Ariel Pink. This is an album, by the way, that I kind of know the least about. Like, obviously I know it was during that time when she lost a lot of her pets and was just feeling these deep emotions, but I don't know as many of the stories behind the songs, whereas with like the Jonas Brothers or Taylor Swift, I could tell you what every single line meant. I think also with the production the way it is, it doesn't prevent me from taking in the lyrics, but I'm definitely less, well, I guess I am taking in the lyrics less. I don't think that's her fault, maybe it's mine. But you know, looking at a lot of these songs, I couldn't tell you off the bat what they were about. So that's something that I should maybe get better at. I think Tiger Dreams is an example of that, where the production does overshadow the lyrics and the story being told. The thing that I love Miley the most for is her voice. Like, her vocals are just so impressive. Essentially, I just want her to be belting this out rather than hearing the music louder than her. So I'm gonna put this in Nobody's Perfect because I want to hear my girl sing. Then we have Evil Is But a Shadow. Around this part of the album, a lot of it started to sound the same to me. Again, if any of you are Dead Petz stans, please educate me in the comments. I'm very open to being converted. It just hasn't hit me on like the first listen. Evil Is But a Shadow is gonna be Nobody's Perfect. Cyrus Skies. This was born out of an ayahuasca trip, and I think you can really tell that Miley is like just letting her brain go wherever she wants. Kind of do like the sort of storytelling of this song, but again, it's not one that I could like sing off the top of my head, so it's got to go in Who? What? One Song I Adore. This is Wake Up America 2.0. She's like, you guys didn't listen to me the first time around, so I have to tell you again. It's about Mother Nature and the earth and taking care of her, and you know I'm a sucker for that stuff. The heavy production isn't so much my favorite, but I just love the message. I'm gonna put that in Bangers and Bops. Miley Tibetan Bowls is exactly what it sounds like. I guess I'll put it in Who What because it could get forgotten about. Pablo the Blowfish. This, I think, is the one song I kind of remember from this album coming out. It was about her fish that died. The lyrics that I did note down, it said, on Saturday night, we all went out to eat, but I can never decide, so someone chose sushi. I got soup and I ordered rice, but watching my friends eat my friends ruined my appetite. I felt that, girl. Like I said earlier, I've not eaten animals in almost 10 years and I still feel sad and like that gut-wrenching feeling when I see animals being eaten, like no matter what kind of animal it is. And so I totally can relate to that feeling. It shouldn't be like this, but sometimes we don't take that on until we witness it or have like experienced it or felt connected to it ourselves. Pablo, again, is really sad and not one that I would put on to listen to. I'm actually quite curious to know if this is an album that people like want to sit down and play. I mean, everyone has their different genres. I'm a pop country girly, so of course like it makes sense for different people. Yeah, I really like that. I'm gonna put it in Bangers and Bobs. And then finally we have Twinkle Song, which gave us this. If you've only seen that clip and that's all you've heard of the song, you probably think it's like quite comical, but this song is actually beautiful and heartbreaking. I really recommend watching that performance. Miley put her whole heart and soul into it. It is beautiful. And the song actually reminds me of earlier Miley with like Bottom of the Ocean, Simple Song, and Goodbye. Like that kind of slow, really emotional, really raw singing that we get from her. Is that the most iconic song from the album? I honestly think just for that performance alone that it might be. Yeah, it's going in Up All Night. Congrats, Dead Petz. You got on the board. Okay, next we have Younger Now. So obviously I'm so excited by the existence of this album because it is Miley's country. I was gonna say return to country, but she was never like a country artist. I think I kind of imagined in my mind that she was because she had, I don't know, country roots and did the Hannah Montana movie. So the first track is Younger Now, and this song just makes me feel so light and so good. This song really builds too. how much my mood has already just shifted from the last album to this one. Like, this is just clearly way more me. Just from the great mood that put me in, it's God tier. I love that song. Then we have Malibu, which again just feels so freeing, and I love the music video for this too. That stripped back, raw, natural Miley. She's just so stunning. In Malibu. Is Malibu God tier? I think it is. Yeah, Malibu's God tier. Then we have Rainbow Land featuring the one and only Miss Dolly Parton. This is so beautiful. It is two icons singing about creating a better world, creating the world we deserve, a rainbow one.
Gay rights.
This song should have been a lot bigger than it was, and it is iconic. It is going in up all night. Then we have Week Without You. Alexa, play A Year Without Rain by Selena Gomez. This is a fun song. I'm gonna put it in bangers and bops. Miss You So Much. I absolutely love the guitar on this, and also just her vocals. It is also a bop. Then we have I Would Die For You. I heard you read only what you sow. This is definitely what I would call a pretty song. It almost has like Endless Summer Vacation vibes. Weirdly, all I could think of listening to this song was that I could hear Johnny Cash singing it. Oh, it's the guitar. And what is that? That's bangers and bops. Then we have Thinkin'. Ironically, I can't think of this song. Therefore, it has to go in who? What? Sorry, Thinkin'. Then we have Bad Mood. This is such a good song. When I first heard it, I was kind of just like bopping to it, enjoying it a little bit, kind of like, oh, it's fun, until I heard the lyrics, the glass ceiling's gotta break. If there's one thing that Miley does well, it is to have an opinion and to share it. And I love her for that. This is a banger and a bop. Love Someone. It's funny, this is like the antithesis of I Would Die For You, which I just love the nuance of having both of those so close together. It hasn't really stayed with me as like a favorite. I guess I've got to put it in what? Who? Then we have She's Not Him. I really like the lyrics on this song. The production is not my fave. So I think it has to go in Nobody's Perfect.
No jail.
No jail.
Because if I could change the production, it would be perfect. And then finally we have Inspired, which I believe was inspired by her dad. Like, she looks up to him and, you know, talking about what she learned from her family and what she wants to impart on all of us. I just really admire the way Miley cares deeply about the world, about people in her life, her animals in general, people in general, and that she's not afraid to put that into a song. Even if it's not the most like commercially relatable kind of song, she's just like, well, this is what is in my heart. So I'm putting Inspired in bangers and bops. Next we have the EP, She Is Coming. So originally this was supposed to be 3 different EPs with She Is Coming, She Is Here, and She Is Everything, and that was going to be part of a collective called She Is Miley Cyrus. When the Malibu bushfires happened and Miley and Liam lost their entire house, they lost everything they have, she lost everything that was going to be on those next 2 records. And she did say in the Zane Lowe interview, which I highly recommend if you haven't watched it, I just think he is the greatest interviewer of our time, and those conversations are always so fascinating. She said when you're making albums and records, traditionally you have to submit it all like 6 months at least ahead of when the world will hear it. And so if you think of like half a year later, we are so detached from those emotions and situations and feelings. And so she said a lot of the songs just didn't feel like relevant to her anymore, especially when you've experienced something so life-changing. I think about all of the celebrities that put out documentaries, and I'm just like desperate for a Miley one because she is so fascinating. I think she's truly one of the most unique, not only artists, but like people in this world. And I love hearing her perspective on different things. Miley, if you're watching this, please, we would love to see a documentary. Okay, so let's get into these tracks. First up, we have Mother's Daughter. It's funny, there's a part in this song where she sings I'm a Nile Crocodile. And when I heard that, I was like, Niall Horan? What does he have to do with any of this? That is the brain of a sick directioner. This is actually a great song. I think I'm gonna put it in bangers and bops. Then we have Unholy, ended Sam Smith's career. The way her voice just goes up in this. I'm a little bit unholy, so what so's everyone else? This song is just so fun. I think Unholy might be Up All Night. I just love the way her voice sounds. Next we have Dream with dots in between, periods, as the Americans say. And this stands for drugs rule everything around me. This definitely has some sort of hip hop lyrics, but more delivered in a way that feels current to this Miley. Wake up with new tattoos on my body. Drugs rule everything around me. So this song is definitely one of the less relatable ones on the album to me, but I just love it. Her voice sounds great, and it's gonna be bangers and bops. Then we have Catitude featuring RuPaul. This song reminds me of Bratitude from the Bratz movie. Set it free, set it free, set it free. So show your gratitude
to the world today.
Callous in heat. Let me ride that beat. My pussy on fire. Pussy fire while I'm fire.
I love my pussy, that means I got attitude. If you don't feel what I'm saying,
I'm so getting demonetized for this. I think I have to put Catitude in jail. I'm so sorry, Rue. This is just not my kind of song. I'm gonna listen to Supermodel instead. Then we have Party Up the Street. This song's interesting because the first minute is fully just not Miley.
that you know where I stand.
So when I first heard this song, I was so confused. I thought I had clicked the wrong thing. I'm gonna put Party Up the Street in who? What? Because it's just no party in the USA. I'm sorry. Finally, we have The Most. If I had to describe this song in one word, I would say it is groovy. And I love that it builds. Country vibes. Vocals?
Do I hurt you so? Is it 'cause I know?
She sings about the fact that the people we love the most are the ones that we hurt the most because we just, I don't know, we get complacent or we just know that they'll always be there or we think that they'll always be there. So we push back a little harder. I love her singing about that. I'm gonna put The Most in Bangers and Bops. Now we are up to a little known album called Plastic Hearts.
It was a cultural reset.
Where would we as a society be without plastic hearts? Like, this girl could just do anything. Talk about the best of both worlds. She can give us Miley on the Disney Channel games. She can give us Miley on That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana. She can give us Miley doing LOL, whatever that movie was. I just love how many different genres and like facets of the art she has allowed herself to do and like given herself space to try out. So Miley actually went to her label and said, look, if the next pop album I make doesn't do well, you need to let me make a rock album. But they were like, just do it now. Like, if you want to do that, just do that. And so she did, and thank God. So to set the scene, we were 9 months into the pandemic. Rock was dead. I don't think rock even was invented yet until this album. Miley said, you guys are in a crisis. I'm on my way. Miley and Demi gave me the Bleachella rock album that I was robbed of. So thanks, guys. So first up is What the Fuck Do I Know? Wait, that actually kind of sounds like Olivia Rodrigo. Good for you. That was Olivia. This is Miley. Which one came out first? Look, let's not accuse Olivia of plagiarizing. I don't want any bad blood. Just sounded similar to me.
Am I wrong that I moved on and I don't even miss you? What the fuck do I know? I'm alone. If I couldn't be somebody's hero.
It's just a perfect opening song. When I first listened to this album, I honestly felt that it was like covers of famous 80s and 90s kind of rock songs. So I was like, surely this already exists. It just sounds so classic, but that's just Miley. She's just being Miley. What the Fuck Do I Know is going in Bangers and Bops. And then we have Plastic Hearts.
Hello, the song that plays for shady people.
I love that line. As someone that never really felt like they fit in LA, or like, I don't know, I think the energy of it just scares me a little. I get it. Already, this song is building up to just one of my favorite choruses of all time.
I've been down for you dreaming. Keep me up all night. Keep me up all night.
I love this part.
Keep me up all night. Keep me up.
This song makes me angry that I didn't react to Plastic Hearts, because what a joy it would have been to have captured the first time hearing that absolutely god tier song for the first time. Let's put her up where she belongs. I feel like my opinions for the other albums might be like rare, and like I'm not gonna say bad opinions, but like I know I have nostalgic taste, alright? I'm a nostalgic little bitch, but I feel like my opinions on Plastic Hearts are gonna be pretty non-controversial. Next we have Angels Like You. Is it rude for me to say I have 2 god tier songs in a row? The honesty on this song, like I'm everything they said I would be. The way she's saying to this person, like, you're an angel. I belong down here either with the mortals or like worse, below. Maybe on paper, you know, we work great, but I don't deserve you.
I know that you're wrong for me. I wish we never met on the day I leave.
The fact that she's also just acknowledging from the start, I'm gonna be the one to leave you. I know you're perfect. I know you are too good for me, but I'm gonna break your heart.
And it's not your fault, I can't be what you need, baby.
Yeah, Angels Like You is also god tier. I love that song. Okay, then we have Prisoner featuring Miss Dua Peep.
Dua Peep.
All I can say about Prisoner is this really sounds like a Dua Lipa song.
Strung out on a feeling, my hands are tied.
I don't know if it's Dua Shua's voice.
Dula Peepa.
But doesn't this just sound like it belongs on Future Nostalgia? I'm putting Prisoner in Bangers and Bops. Then we have Gimme What I Want. What does she want? I say double it and give it to the next person. Also in the Zane Lowe interview, Miley said she often leans into or creates, not creates conflict, but like almost seeks it out because of how good that is for art and like creativity and feeling inspired. So her saying like pleasure and pain are the same to me makes sense.
I can tell that you're new to this.
Imagine dating someone or sleeping with someone and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna be their muse. They're gonna write songs about how great I am. And then Miley writes, I can tell that you're new to this. This is actually probably the song I've listened to the least on the album, and yet it's still not bad. I'm gonna put it in Who What because it just doesn't stand out for me as much as the rest. Then we have Night Crawling featuring Billy Idol. Miley's power at this point is just insane. Like her ability to work with, you know, the people that raised her, the music she was raised on. It is just insane to have such an icon on this track. A rock legend who changed music forever, and also Billy Idol. Night Crawling honestly reminds me of a song that could have been on Can't Be Tamed. I'm gonna put it in Bangers and Bops. And then we have Midnight Sky.
Let me tell you, before I even press play, I like the song. I'm in love with the song.
But it's been a long time since I felt this good on my own.
Can I just say how much I selfishly love a post-divorce album? Listen to Rolling Up the Welcome Mat by Kelsey Ballerini if you haven't already. I just think that's the most Miley song of all time. And of course, it is God tier. Look at Plastic Hearts already slaying with 3 songs in God tier. Then we have High. This album just does not let up. It is banger after banger.
In my head, I did my very best saying goodbye. I still feel alive.
If that already wasn't good enough, listen to this.
This is my religion.
I mean, I can't. Is this 4 God tier songs in a row? This album's just too good. Next we have Hate Me. This song has one of my favorite lyrics that Miley's ever written.
Go ahead, you can say that I've changed. Just say it to my face.
Ah, so good. It reminds me of the Jonas Brothers lyric, you just thought you could do better, so do better. When I die, I also want my friends to have a party, have a celebration, you know, don't be sad. Don't feel down, try again. Hate Me is absolutely iconic, and therefore it is going in Up All Night Tour, Bad Karma featuring Joan Jett. Again, only Miley could do this. It's kind of reminiscent of Joan's song Bad Reputation. It's just being like, I do what I want and I don't really care. It's just so good.
See, it's bad karma when you live a double life.
Ironic that she said that. It's bad karma when you live a double life. As if she didn't do that.
I've always picked a giver 'cause I've always been a taker.
The honesty on I've always picked a giver because I've always been a taker. That might be one of the best lines on this album as well. It is just so open and vulnerable. I feel like Miley is one of the few rare women that gets to be, or at least chooses to be, so open, not only with like heartbreak and sad things and things that hurt you, but like the ugly sides that like society doesn't really want you to show. Taylor has started doing this on Midnights with like Anti-Hero and those kind of songs, but Miley is really out here like exposing the ugly, and I just love it. Also, the little moans, I guess, remind me of Muscle Memory by Kelsey Ballerini. If you haven't heard it, listen to it, it's great. Fun fact, Miley actually wrote Bad Karma the day that Trump was elected, and she has said like she just doesn't believe in karma because if it were real, the people that don't seem to care about others and will step on other toes to sort of get what they want, regardless who it impacts, don't seem to have much of a karmic punishment, I guess. So she's like, yeah, karma's not real.
I'm really interested in having that conversation.
Bad Karma. Sorry, it's God tier. I don't know if we've ever had in the history of my rankings this many consecutive God tiers from like one album. Plastic Hearts is just that bitch.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
Never Be Me. Oh my god.
If you're looking for faithful, that'll never be me.
I'm putting Never Be Me in Up All Night Tour. It's just so good. Then we have Golden G-String. This was another song that I just thought was nice upon first listen, and then really looked at the lyrics and kind of blew me away. This is kind of a commentary on how the world depicted her and how the media treated her, how the world is. I feel like 2016 was such a turning point, such a dark, almost hopeless period for a lot of people. The election just shed such a dark cloud over so much of the world, not even just America. Like, I only worked there part-time and still felt that effect so deeply. I just really understand when people sing about that. It also reminds me of Better Than We Found It by Maren Morris, which I recommend listening to. The way that Miley sings on this is just so lovely. I'm gonna put it in bangers and bops. Then we have a little collaboration called Edge of Midnight featuring this new undiscovered artist called Stevie Nicks.
I love this song.
I've never heard a more perfect mashup in my life.
Ooh, baby, ooh.
No, I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed.
When I listen to Midnight Sky, it feels incomplete now because of how much I've listened to this like version. I just am always waiting for Stevie to come in. Clearly, Edge of Midnight is one of the most god tier songs of all time. Thank you, Stevie. Thank you, Miley. Finally, on this album, we have two covers. We have Heart of Glass and Zombie.
Mm-hmm. Now that's what I'm talking about.
I just think Miley's voice was designed for songs like that, and that has to go in Up All Night Tour. Then we have Zombie. It's not as much my kind of music. It's a little bit on the screamy side. I'm gonna put that in Who What, only because I haven't listened to it as much. And now guys, we are up to the final album, Endless Summer Vacation. I don't know if I mentioned this in my reaction, but Endless Summer Vacation is kind of an amalgamation of all of Miley's previous sounds. It just feels like a lucky dip from all of her previous eras. It is a treat to listen to. I get excited thinking about putting it on. And Miley's sister Brandy, she was asked what is her favorite song, and she said my favorite song actually isn't on like the standard album, so there might be a deluxe edition coming out or some bonus tracks. I hope we get to hear whatever else there might be to come. And in a way, I don't know if it's just the cover because it's got like the blue and like lots of skin, but it does kind of remind me of Solar Power by Lorde, which I know was also like a departure from what she had done previously, so kind of fun. First up is Flowers. I can buy myself flowers. Honestly, Miley's resilience is incredibly inspiring to me. Like, losing your like life partner of a decade, even if it's by choice, losing your entire home and all of your possessions that you own, losing your grandma, like all of these things are impossible to deal with, and she was coping with so many of them at the same time. And that is some real strength there, and I think we hear a bit of that in this song. Just the reminder that she can take care of herself, and she wants to, and she is. I'm putting Flowers in Up All Night Tour 2013. It's a great message. I love it. Then we have Jaded. I'm sorry that you're jaded. The vocals on this, it is anthemic. If this song wasn't good enough on its own, we then have the bridge. I won't lie, it won't be easy.
I think that's one of the greatest songs of our time. I just think that the way she sings that song, it just takes me to another place. I don't mind, it's thought I've been made it. I'm sorry that you're jaded.
Jaded is god tier to me. I love it. Next we have Rose Colored Lenses. This song feels like waking up on a warm summer morning. It is just so pleasant and nice. Rose Colored Lenses is Up All Night Tour 2013. 1,000 Miles featuring Brandi Carlile. I mean, it's Miley and Brandy doing country together. It's god tier. If you guys saw my reaction video, you know what this song was inspired by, and like the meaning of that, the weight and gravity of that is just so much. So to be able to create such a beautiful and like uplifting song from that source is just so amazing to me. It is god tier. Next is You. I would say You has actually been the biggest grower on the album for me. It's not even that I didn't like it at the start. I liked it from the beginning, but now I love it. And that's actually something I love about reacting, because I can see my first initial response to something and then I get to know how my opinion has changed over time.
Drive down to Texas, flip off my exes.
Come on, cowgirl, let me get a yeehaw.
Yeehaw! I'm made for no horsey and carriage.
If you know, you know.
Love.
You is iconic, therefore it is Up All Night tour. Then we have Handstand. You guys know the journey I went on with this song.
How many people were scared? Me too. I was really scared.
One thing that I'm proud of is that even as this community grows and, you know, I'm opening myself up to online hate here by having a channel and sharing my opinion, I'm not afraid to say when I hate something. And that is this song. I don't hate it actually, that's too strong of a word. The sound is just not my vibe. Handstand, it's going and nobody's perfect. Let's listen to River. I love this beginning part. This is just such a banger. I feel like you're either a River girly or a Jaded girly. I say that, but yet I love both. I think I have to put River in God tier. Next is Violet Chemistry. I will say it's not the song that I gravitate towards, but I love this part.
Stay a while with me.
This song either reminds me of Prisoner or sounds like it belongs on Future Nostalgia. Like it just has that sort of 80s synth sound, I guess. I'm gonna put Violet Chemistry in Bangers and Bops. And then we have Muddy Feet featuring Sia. I'm putting that in Bangers and Bops. Next is Wildcard. I'll admit this opening part is a little weird for me. This is the song that I think would have fit on Plastic Hearts. Let me know, you know, each of those for the albums if you have thoughts. I don't know if I said this in my reaction video, but when she says, "'cause forever may never come," it reminds me of the theme song for the Mary-Kate and Ashley show, So Little Time. Wildcard would probably be in the bottom half of my album ranking, so I'm gonna put her in Who? What? Then we have Island.
I'm on an island, dirty, dancing in the sun.
When I first heard this, my mind went, this reminds me of the song in the end credits, the Mary-Kate and Ashley movie, The Challenge. I really hope some of you know that movie and like know where I'm going with this and can hear that in your mind. That song at the end of the Mary-Kate and Ashley movie, The Challenge, is I Got You Babe by Sonny and Cher. And I wasn't even thinking of that song. I think I was thinking of Islands in the Stream. I don't know. I can't be sure. But if you can tell me what this song sounds like, I'll be forever grateful. Island is gonna be Bangers and Bops. And the final song on this album is Wonder Woman. Again, you guys have seen my reaction to this album. This was a lot, I will be honest, and it is not a song that I will ever intentionally put on. It is in the category of Soon You'll Get Better and Ronin, which I can appreciate for how beautiful and moving they are. I personally can't put myself through that. I'll put it in Bangers and Bops because I love the song, but it is too sad for me to listen to. Then we have two more songs that were standalone singles. First up, we have Slide Away. This is such a contrast to Malibu. I think I'm gonna miss these harbor lights, but it's time to let it go. So Miley released Malibu in 2017 where she sings about how he helped her appreciate the ocean, and now she has Slide Away saying, you go back to the ocean, I'll go back to the city life. My favorite part of this song is this.
Move on, we're not 17. I'm not who I used to be.
I think I love that line so much because while it could be spoken to him, like, it's time for you to move on, we're not 17 anymore, we met when we were so young on a movie set where like of course you'll fall in love, but I feel like it also could be addressing like the public and the media who make such a big deal out of everything, and their divorce was so massive, and it's like, move on, we're not 17 anymore, of course we're gonna grow apart, of course we're different people now, get over it.
I recently just went through a very public divorce that fucking sucked. What really sucked about it wasn't the fact that me and someone that I loved realized that we don't love each other the way that we used to anymore. That's okay. I can accept that. I can't accept the villainizing, just all those stories that, like, it's just amazing to me that the public kind of thinks that there's no gap of time that they didn't see that could possibly be what led to this.
Yeah, Slide Away is God tier for me. I really love that song, and like from the first time I heard it, it hit.
I'm just so proud.
Finally, we're up to the last song, and thank God, because look how dark it is. I've been filming for about 4 hours, so can't wait to see how I can edit this down. Please give this video a thumbs up, it really helps. But our final song is Don't Call Me Angel by Ariana Grande, Miley Cyrus, and Lana Del Rey, which is like a bonkers collaboration. I just feel like this song is not as big as it should have been for how massive all of those girls are. I also just love a song that starts right off the bat. Like, not a slow intro, it just like, it's in your face, here's the song. Also such three completely different, oh, it's three, like Charlie's Angels, duh. Obviously this was for the Charlie's Angels film soundtrack, and yeah, they got three different vocalists. I get it. You guys know that I haven't really listened to any Lana Del Rey besides like maybe 1 or 2 songs that I heard, you know, on the radio or something. So it was very cool for me to hear her in this because Lord knows I did not hear her on Midnight. Let's go, girls. I think that is a banger and a bop, and that's where it shall go. And that was a really fun song to finish this on. Wow, let's look at these tiers. So I've been quite critical with how many I allow myself to put in God tier. I definitely could have put more, but like, it just feels greedy to put so many on there. So Plastic Hearts, it just had to be done. There are so many bangers. Because I think not only is everyone sort of really enjoying her recent stuff, but I think she likes it too. And that is obviously the most important thing. Like I said before, The Climb and Party in the USA are really in like a tier of their own. Like nothing can touch that. And if I can encourage you to listen to one song, let it be Good and Broken, but also Right Here and As I Am. They just make me feel so good. It's hard to know if I'm viewing that through a nostalgic lens because those songs raised me, but I think they still stand. This is one of the biggest projects I've undertaken in a while. It'll probably be about a week or 2 until you guys see this, but I'm so excited because this is one that you've been asking for. I hope I did it justice. If you guys aren't subscribed, you can fix that down below. It is free, it is fun, we would love to have you, and hit the bell so you can be notified when I next upload. If you are already subscribed, I love you the most. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming back and hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Is this what it feels like to grow up not knowing how to do anything right?